Intro to graphs. Actually, before we start into graph, we should start with the basic rules of math. First, quietly work this out. Take out your notes. You need pencil and paper. What's the answer? Aha, exactly what I thought. There are two possible answers. Okay, this is why I can tell you on which method of math you used and how you learned it. If you said the answer is one, you used the word that's never supposed to be entered in this room. That word is never to be spoken in my room. It is wrong. It is the worst thing ever taught to any math student. What does it stand for? Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. You know what the Europeans call it instead of PEMDAS? BEDMAS. Brackets, exponents, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. But memorizing something like this, each have their limitations. The only thing you should memorize is the order of operations, not this funny stuff this way. There are no tricks in mathematics. I know you guys are eager to find out who's right and who's wrong. Raise your hand if you think it's one. Raise your hand so I can see it. With pride, let's see. Okay, who thinks it's 9? And the rest of y'all don't know. So it's cut in half actually. 8 to one, 9 to the other. And the others don't know. Let's talk about order of operations first, and then we'll do this one. The reason I don't like any of these, because we have only 6 letters, 6 operations. How many operations are there in mathematics? There are over 400. First thing you do, special operations. What do I mean by special operations? By special operations, parentheses, brackets, exponents, absolute values, factorials, square roots, nth root, and there's a whole bunch of them. And when we get to calculus, we have circular intervals, stuff you'll never see. There are over 400 of them. So that's why, and they want to break it down to 6 simple ones. So all of these are on the same level of importance. Okay, you don't need your computers open. You can't take notes like this in the math class on a computer. So special operations, do those first. What's next important? Multiplication, division. They're on the same level of importance. why? Okay, the third one. What do you think the last one is? The least important one. Very good. Why is multiplication more powerful than addition? But what is multiplication? Not just doubling. How do we define multiplication? No, that's exponential is another thing. That's over here. That's this one. That's taking a number and multiplying it to itself that number of times. But what exactly is multiplication? So if I give you 3 times 4, what does that really mean? Do what 4 times? Right. Take this number, add it to itself this many number of times. Or I could do 4, add it to itself 3 times. They both equal 12. So that's the reason addition subtraction is the lowest form. Then we go to multiplication and division. And then with these, that's where all these are made up of. But remember, mathematics is a language, it's a philosophy of logic. Since it is a language, how do we read in our language? Which is interesting. Where was algebra invented? Where? Middle East, Saudi Arabia. Algebra at someplace, which is interesting because how do they read in Saudi Arabia? How do the Arabs read? Chinese read up and down. Arabs read right to left, which is interesting because our math, which is where they came from, read left to right, but they read right to left. So that's a side note there. So since we read left to right, we do math right left to right. Let's do this one now. So we have 3 things to worry about for order of operations. Looking at this, are there any special operations? Reading left to right? No. So that's done. Are there any multiplication division left to right? Here's a division. So we do that first. What is 6 divided by 2? And then bring this down. Repeat the process. Are there any special operations? No. Are there any multiplication division? Yes. It's not your fault. In 5th or 6th grade, some teacher thought it'd be so cool to teach you PEMDAS because it does so many things. Yeah, but that's many. Again, that's no. It barely even touches the first cell in the level of mathematics. So in mathematics, we always do everything from left to right, looking for are there any special operations. If there is a special operation, we do that first. How about this one? Well, I'll do that later.